Hey guys, OniFox here. So this is a very quick video just to show you guys how to import a FighterZ mod into Unreal Engine 4 and then into the game. Probably the best way that you can probably do it. So I already have a little like model set here and such. This is actually not my mod. This is a mod made by Komodo. I was specifically making this video for him since he needed it, but I'm also gonna upload it to YouTube for other people to watch, which is how you are watching it now. So hello there. But we're gonna start with a new file here because this one is already like edited to the point where it works. So I'm gonna do a new one, a new project, and let's just call it. So our project is loaded. Oh, also you need to have Unreal Editor 4.17.2. You can't have any other version if you want to mod this game. Look at the little infinite here. I want to play Sonic Force. 19 balls of beer on the wall, 19 balls of beer. You take one down, pass it around. 98 balls of beer on the wall, 98 balls of beer on the wall, 98 balls. Oh, thank God. Okay. So the next thing you have to do is get rid of this starter content here. Shut the fuck up, Facebook! First thing you need to do is get rid of the starter content here. You just press delete and delete it. This might take a while, so have some fucking patience. Okay, so when this is done, you just you will get this like thing that tells you like, hey, you gotta delete all this shit that's being used in this little image here that you didn't want in the first place. So you just press force delete, and it'll delete all that. Eventually. So now you can see we have nothing more here. Why are you still here? Meh! So now you can see we have nothing more here. So what we're gonna do now is we can either set up the folders and it's very like you have to like do the Kara folder, you're gonna do like the folder of the character, you're gonna do like costume 1 and such. But luckily I already have that set up. Let me just find it. Thank you. So I should already have it set up here for easy access. So let me go to the mod. As you can see, I have a lot of mods that I'm working on, but this is the only one that matters at the moment. So we have GKS, Costume 01, and then we have the mesh, the material, and all that such. In this case, I'm gonna have to re-import the meshes afterwards because they all need to use the same skeleton. I'll get into that when we get to that point. But essentially, all I do is that I make the Kara folder, then I just drag this in here. And I'll just let it import everything. Just slowly import. Okay, there we go. And as I mentioned, I'm gonna do the skeletons later. And let's start with the materials. So the materials is kind of important because you have to figure out which one requires this right here. The sRGB is something that makes the material darker. Now, this is not used for the textures in the game, not a single one of them for the models, but it is used for like menus and such. So we're gonna uncheck this. It takes a while, and then we're gonna go here. We're gonna uncheck these as well. So we're not gonna have these on because it's gonna make the textures darker. And that counts for all the textures that are made for the characters. So you have like GKS decal, you have GKS detail. They as well need to have that unchecked. Otherwise, it's going to look weird. So anyway, that's the material. Now we gotta set up the mesh folder, and we gotta import the meshes. And as I mentioned, I had to import them one by one. Now, this is different for every character. But for Goku specifically, and Vegeta, I'm pretty sure they're the only two that does this. Every single model of Goku and every single model of Vegeta shares the same skeleton, the same bone set. And that is, for Goku, it's GKS body, and for Vegeta, it's VGS body. So we're gonna import GKS body first, because we need its skeleton. Now, here's the important part. Click this right here that says Show Advanced. Go to Compute Normals and change that to Import Normals and Tangents. Because otherwise, the clean normals that you spent hours working on, or just imported with a new U model, will not appear. and you want those to appear. Then we uncheck materials and textures down here, and we import. And then we gotta do the same thing for the other two models, and here we can select both at the same time, because now the program knows that there already is a skeleton. So even if you import a skeletal mesh, it will like automatically like take the one that already exists. You can clear this and it will not take any skeleton that already exists, but we don't want to do that. So we import all with that setting, and we should have all three models located in that skeleton. So we have the GKS body right here. That's the first one. And we have the GKL body, which is the Super Saiyan 3. And then we have GKD, which is just normal. Now these will not show up, but I will tell you guys right away, I have already tested these in game. They work, but they don't show up as planned. So, but that has to do with the models itself, not the importer. So this is purely an import test, and or an import tutorial, as it's called. And yeah, I think everything is set up. So now you would think, all right, I just go to File and I click on Package Project Windows 64-bit, or I cook the content. No. No, you don't. You go to Edit, go to Project Settings, and you will find this right here, Packaging. You click that, and you find Use Pack File. You uncheck it, then you close it again. Now you go to Package Project, not Cook Content, because this can not work the way, like, Package Project is more safe than Cook Content, in my opinion. They both work, but I prefer and recommend Package Project. So we have Windows 64-bit. And now we're gonna, it saves the whole thing, and we have a little file name there. But we're gonna go for a different folder. So I'm gonna make a new folder, and we're gonna call it and then we're just gonna have it packaged in that folder. So this takes a while, so I'm just gonna look up some porn for the moment. God damn, why am I doing this? I'm gonna be editing so much shit for this. It's a fucking tutorial, why am I making it funny? Oh. So now it's done. What do I do now? Okay, so we gotta go to mods, and we gotta go here. Like this is now this setup you can do however you want. This is one of my preferred setup, is to have these two folders and then have a second setup for 4 folders open, and those would be the it will be, well, we gotta find the right folder now. It will be a folder that leads directly to like the folder that leads directly to what we want to import, which is this in this case, but we can go like straight to the Cara folder. I want this on the other side though. And the other folder would be that I want to have is a folder that leads straight into the like thing we're importing. So just to recap, we have one folder for the U4 Packmaster, which is what creates these, or this in this case. And we have the repack there. Then we have the mods, where I put the mods later on. Then we have the content, and I have this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this from this folder, and we're gonna import it onto here. Now, what we need to do now, obviously, I have already done this, but we have to go back into the folder and go to Mesh, delete all of these, any physics assets and any skeleton, delete. Otherwise, it's going to mess up the model in game. So now we go back to these folders and we pack it. I said we pack it, and then we just copy over this one, because this doesn't change at all. This is literally just a renamed SIG file. Every single SIG file is the same. And this is the new mod. We'll just rename it to so we know what it is. And then we're going to open up FighterZ, and we're gonna see if it works in game. Don't you give me that look, Goku. we're in the game. So we're gonna go into, we're just gonna go for practice mode, not local battle. What am I doing? We're just gonna go to practice mode because we just need to see that the model is imported. And so, the moment of truth. This was a completely new project file. I imported it the exact same way I did with any other mod, and I showed you exactly how to do it step by step. Moment of truth. There he is. So that is the mod that we just made, and he is loading perfectly into the game. And of course, there are some issues with it, but that has to do, as I mentioned before, that has to do with the model itself, not the mod. So with this method, you can get mods like this one. You can get mods like this one, no problem. And as well as you will be able to get like mods like this. Shout out to Sightsu for that one, and mods like this. Shout out to Ultima. Every single one of these are imported, maybe not in the same method, but in a similar method. And I know and every single one of my mods are imported with the method I just showed you guys. So I want to thank you all for tuning in for this little video. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. And I've been OniFox. Let's do this in game. Alright, so here's the mod. Now, I just want to point out real quick that this cube you see down there is something you want to remove when making your mods, because it's not working the way it's supposed to. But regardless, it is working just as planned. Every animation is working like it should. The textures are working as planned, and also the Super Saiyan 3 is working like it should. And there is the Kamehameha. I just hope you guys can hear me over the audio. Anyway, so again, with this method you can get mods like the Pepsi Man here, you can get mods like this Tapion, you can get mods like this Female Zamasu, using this way of importing. It's the one way I know works for every kind of mod, and it's been working for me ever since I started. And just to switch back to the mod we were working on. So that has been the tutorial on how to import a model as perfectly as possible, my method. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I've been OniFox, and I'll see you next time.